Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm recording. I hope I am. You might notice a little pep to my step today because I have finally figured out how to erase slides or keep text as I go back and forth. Wow! Take that, Zoom. I beat you. No, everybody can be a winner in this. We all win. So that means I'll get to go more smoothly through this, and hopefully it'll lead to a better review video. If nothing else, you don't have to hear me complain about it not working. So let's look at these. We are solving because we're part of a system, man. So you can rebel against the system, but as you're solving equations, make sure you find the solution to the system as you're doing it. All right, y equals negative 2x minus 5. Keep in mind, negative 5 is your y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. Make sure I counted right. Negative 2, everybody apologize to fractions. We all wish this number was a fraction because then it would tell me not only my rise, but my run as well, my one run. So negative 2 down to over 1, down to over 1, up to. So as I look at that line, I'm thinking, man, I don't have a lot there. So 1/5 plus 1/5 x plus 6 being started all the way up here, I'm probably not going to cross it over here. So I'm going to go in the other direction, positive 2 and then left. So as long as your line is overall making a negative slope, that means if you're moving to the right, you're going to be going down. And if you're moving to the left, you'll be going up so that when you read it from left to right, if I say so myself, I think even my lines are better now that I got this pen going the right way. Just so happy. All right, so I've drawn that line. Now I'm doing 1/5 x plus 6. So go to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the y-intercept. Up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we're nice. We made it fall on an easy line. If you can keep going, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what some people have been doing in class is circling their answer as soon as they get it. So we know the whole goal of this is to find out where do they cross. So get my solution here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my x. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the y. Oh my gosh, I didn't have to erase all that. So happy I could cry. All right, negative x plus 2, start at 2. We have a negative sloping line, so down 1. Again, if there's no number there, that means a 1. And that if there's no number in front of you, that means there's a 1 under there. So that's saying down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1. Abajo, derecha. Down, right. Down, right. Down, right. Down, right. Abajo, derecha. Derecha. And then if we're going the other way, that means we're going up, arriba, izquierda, to the left, up and left, up and left. So I have a slope of 1. Let me try something. I'm going to get nuts here. I'm going to try to mix the two. I'm using 2 different annotation tools. Holy guacamole, I'm cooking now. Oh, I paid for it. Then I got to switch back. Flying too close to the sun here. Okay, negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 2/3. Everyone apologize to fractions. This whole time you've been mean to them. I don't like fractions. Well, fractions like you, because they tell you to rise 2 and run 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I found my answer. If I'm short on time, I'm stopping right there. Okay. I'm not short on time. So I'll keep graphing up 2 over 1, 2, 3. Be exact, because I need to know that that the point that these lines cross is 3, -1. That is the part that they're crossing. Okay, and that's the goal in all of these systems, is to see where do these lines or these equations, where do they have the same x value, the same y value. All right. Oh, now I got to erase that line. I knew it was too good to be true, but still smoother than before. Okay, let's go with green here for my Spartan fans out there. If you guys can see that annotation. All right, these are in the substitution realm, I believe, right? Now we can use all these methods, but I would recommend, if you have a variable already solved for, which y is solved for here, to use substitution. That means any place you see a y, you can put 2x plus 7. So I am going to write this equation as 4 plus 2x minus 7 equals 12. All right, I can combine 4 and -7 to give me -3. Some people wrote 2x minus 3, same thing. Okay, so add 3 to both sides. I'm going fast because, hey, you guys already proved that you know how to solve these two-step equations. And if you didn't prove that, maybe you're doing the retake, which is okay too. Divide by 2 on each side. Boom. Divide by 2. Oh no, a decimal. Apologize to decimals. They're your friends too. Okay, so x equals 7.5. So I already have x. I'll switch colors to find y. Why not? Y equals 2 times 7.5 minus 7. 2 times 7.5 is 15. I've already proven that, haven't I? Minus 7. Y equals 8. So my solution, please don't leave it as sloppy as I have it here. Write your x and then your y as an x, y. And if I did that wrong and didn't double check my work, prove me wrong. Send me an email and let me know, hey, you did that one wrong. I know because I double checked. Double checking is a good thing. You should do it if you have time. All right. Now, we've already got an x, so we're going to put -5 in where it says x. So -5 plus 2y equals 8. This one's a little easier because I'm not going to have to find two values. One value is already found for me. So I have -5 plus 2y. I guess I didn't have to write that again. I could have just added 5 to both sides to have 2y equals 13. Decimals. Again. It's okay. We love decimals. Decimals love us. Y equals 6.5 this time. Good news is I don't even have to do any work. I don't want to work. Bang on the drum all day. I'll stop singing because I'm so good that it'll probably come across on YouTube as a copyright violation. Speaking of those, I'm going to have one at the end. All right, moving on. All right, again, we have x solved for. Issue is here that we have a variable with it. So that makes it a little tougher, which is okay. So 8y is going to go in place of x. So we're going to write 8y plus y equals 9. 8y plus y equals 9y. Divide both sides by 9. We have y equals 1. All right, so we found y. So now we can say, hey, x, switch the color. looking at this right here, I can say x plus 1 equals 9. You might be able to just eyeball that. Be like, hey, I know that 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, if you need to solve, go ahead. Take 1 away from both sides, and you have x equals 8. Boom. Bada bing. That makes sense. 8 times 1 is 8. Wait, yeah. Brain fart there for a second. Okay. Now, y equals x plus 1. So I replace the y with x plus 1. So I have 4x plus, use the parentheses, please, x plus 1 equals 6. It's not that necessary in this particular one because we don't have a coefficient, but it's good to be in that habit. Said the nun. Gosh, I slay me. Nun habit. Google it. All right. 4x plus x, 5x plus 1 equals 6. I'm going to take 1 away from both sides. From both sides. Yes. It's a little dicey here. Divide both sides by 5. X this time is what equals 1. So my solution has an x value of 1 and a y value. I need to do a little bit of solving. Right, I'll use this one right here because it seems pretty easy. Y equals, I should say easier than the other one. I don't have to multiply anything, right? Y equals x. I know x is 1, so I'll say y equals 1 plus 1. Hey, 1 plus 1, that's 2. And a 1 and a 2. On the 1s and 2s, Mr. Cunningham. Oh, can you go back to the previous slide, Mr. Cunningham, and show what we did? Sure, because I didn't have to erase it. There it is. Holy guacamole. I love it. All right. Is mine? Tell me in the comments or shoot me an email. Is my picture moving? As I move my picture around for the different things, I wonder if you see it or if it stays in the same spot the whole time. Oh, let me know. I'll hang up and listen. Okay, so we are now in a place of where we're doing elimination. Oh, wait, maybe I do have yellow. Can draw a minion. Draw. Oh my gosh, why am I doing this? Why don't I just get to my work? Said me constantly. Okay. I'll just draw a minion with this pen. This is a terrible minion. Some overalls. Rue symbol. Oh, not my best work. How is this minion going to solve the solution? With elimination. Like illumination. Get it? That's a stretch. Okay, 5x minus x. They have been eliminated. So I don't have to deal with x's anymore. What a good part of your life. All right, y and 3y. Put them together. 4y. Combine 16 and 8. Again, you're adding them because adding 5x and negative 5x. So you combined them, I should say. Eliminated. So everything else has to do that same process. 16 and 8 make 24. Divide both sides by 4y equals 6. Feels like we've done a whole lot, but we've only found half of the answer. Okay, I always do the one without the negatives if I can, even though that means I have to use negatives later. Hey, that's my system. 5x plus that y, which I know is 6, equals 16. If I'm confident Oop. As I write the wrong thing, I shouldn't be dividing there. I should be minusing. 16 minus 6 is 10, which means 5x equals 10. Divide by 5, which means x equals 2. If I'm confident, I'm probably not taking the time to plug this into both equations to check. Okay, but if I'm not confident, it might be worth my time. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Negative 10 plus 18 is 8. See? If you do that, you can check your work. It's the only class that you're allowed to cheat in. You can check your work, and if it's wrong, fix it. And if you can't fix it, fix it. You can do it. I believe in you. All right. Now, these line up, x and x, they line up. However, they are the same. If I just combined them, if I said x and x, I would have two x's. Rough life, two x's. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to subtract this x in order to eliminate it. X minus x, well, that's the easy part. That leaves me with 0 x's. The tough part is right here. I need to do 3y minus negative y. Minus negative is like adding a positive. So you end up with 4y. And then again, 9 minus negative 3. You're taking away the negative. So you're taking off the weighted backpack and everything is lighter again. You're actually moving up. You're adding by subtracting. Okay, you're taking away the negative here, which means you are adding 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. Divide both sides by 4. So I have my y value. Okay. X plus 3 times 3 equals 9. Well, I know that 3 times 3 already is 9. 9 equals 9. Oh no, there is no x. Kind of. X is just equal to, take 9 away from both sides, drum roll please, 0. And that is okay. 0 plus 9 is 9. Right? And 0 minus 3 would be negative 3. It works for both of them. That one's a pretty quick one to check both of them, so you might be worth your time. There's 2 on here because we admit this is tougher. So the subtraction, it gets a lot of us. 8 and 8, they line up. Let's subtract them. It means you have to do 12 minus 16, which is going to give you negative 4. A lot of 4y's today, if I may say so myself. And 36 minus negative, that's like adding a positive, would be 84. Yeah. Okay. So divide both sides by negative 4. And that should give you y equals negative 21. Now, this is tough, especially like when there's negatives involved, it's tougher. So you might like double check that one. I'll go with the top one just because it's smaller numbers, a little bit. 8 times, oh yeah, I already have y, so I need x. Plus 12 times, I don't know what 12 times negative 21 is. Not off the top of my head. I need to use my calculator. I'm grabbing my calculator. Oh, I wrote 12 times negative 12. That should be negative 21. Sorry about that. 12 times negative 21. That's negative 252. So 8x minus 252. It's like, oh, why did you give us this hard one? These are the same numbers. I would argue maybe it's a little better to get the process down with tougher numbers because then you can't just rely on your mental math. Mental math's good, but if you know the process, it can help you when the mental math can't do it for you. 288. I don't know what 288 divided by 8 is. Use the calculator. Don't be ashamed. 288 divided by 8. Ah, just as I suspected, 36. So the x value is 36. Y value is negative 21. Okay, went over this one in class. Hopefully the other classes that we're speaking to. By the way, other classes that we're speaking to, and my class too. Last review video, 15 views. I'm not out here trying to get a bunch of views so you can like and subscribe and monetize my YouTube channel so I can be some YouTube star, Paul brother kind of dude. I just want you guys to benefit from these. And the more people that use these, benefit. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. Anybody I'm talking to is looking at the video right now. So I don't need to talk to you. Just like when your teacher gets up there and is like, you all need to be on class more often. Well, you're talking to the people who are there, right? So anyway, tell your friends that these are helpful, especially those friends who are struggling in class, because we want to help you at the end of the day. All right. There is my soapbox. I am off of it. Number of vehicles equation. Okay, so this one is tough, right? So number of vehicles. I started after the equal signs on both of these things. I have 7 vehicles. Well, how am I getting 7 vehicles? Because I'm adding my large and my small together. Now, I also know that 41 people are going to this concert. How are they going to get there? Again, they're getting there with the large vehicles, getting there with small vehicles. How many people fit in the large vehicle? Minivans are a party, 7 people in. We'd fit 9, and it was a real fun thing to go to. But in this case, we're doing 7. I don't love that the small and 5 are going to be next to each other because they look the same to me. So maybe use a parentheses. 5 times S, because 5 people per small vehicle. Okay, now there is a way to do this with elimination, but I think it's going to be tougher. So personally, I'm trying to give you the road of least resistance, the path of least resistance. So I'm going to use substitution here. So how am I going to do that? Well, if L plus S equals 7, I can very quickly, I won't say easily, but quickly get S all by itself. So I'm going to take L away from both sides. And then I have S equals 7 minus L. Now that I have that, I can plug that into my other equation for S. So now I have 7L plus 5, and in parentheses, 7 minus L equals 41. So 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times negative L is negative 5L. And at this point, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. Negative 5L. All that leads us to, don't overthink it. Okay. 7L minus 5L. That we're just saying 2 large vehicles, 2 times the amount of large vehicles, right? Because we combined these like terms, 7L, negative 5L. 2 of these large vehicles plus 35 will equal 41. Well, let's isolate the large vehicles. Let's take 35 away from both sides. And now you have 2 large vehicles. If you have 2 of them would equal 6, well then 1 would equal, divide both sides by 2, and you have the amount of large vehicles is 3. And then you can eyeball the other part. if you have 3 large vehicles and 7 total vehicles, well, then your small vehicles is going to equal 4. And this is a case where I would say, well, maybe let's double check, does this make sense? And you can actually find out other things about this problem by doing this. So if I have 7 per large vehicle, let's check if this actually works. So 7 times 3, that's 21. Well, what does that 21 mean? That means 21 people are riding in large vehicles. And then we're adding that with 5 times the amount of small vehicles, 4. That's 20. And 20 people are in large vehicles. Sorry, small vehicles. Vehicles. I hate saying, why don't I say vehicles? Cars. Maybe because a van, someone would say it's not a car. And then is 20 plus 21 equal to 41? Absolutely it is. So now I know all these different things about the problem and I've checked my work. Way to go. All right. It's really important on this part to realize what solving for systems of equations is all about. It's about taking 2 lines and seeing where they cross. Okay. And if that happens, if you've got 2 lines that cross, well, then you've got one solution, bub. Okay. If you have no solution, that means you have these 2 lines that never are going to cross with each other, AKA parallel lines. If you have infinite solutions, well, then you can say you have 2 lines, but you essentially have one big line, right? But if we're saying it's 2 lines, it's basically 2 people running a race and they are going the exact same speed for the exact same amount of time. When are they tied? They're tied the whole time. Same with these infinite solutions. Okay. So basically no solution. Let's just go on through it. All right. A, these are lines with the same slope and the same y-intercept. These are the exact same thing, which means they have an infinite number of solutions. They are always going to be together. Always together. The red bugs me a little bit. All right. Different slopes, different y-intercepts. That means they'll cross once. One solution. Right here, different slopes, even though they look similar. One of them would be going down. One of them would be going up. They would cross once. One solution. And then this one. Let's see here. And this, me preparing for this joke is actually what led to me knowing I could share this screen. I had an epiphany. Okay. So even if this joke doesn't land, just realize that me trying to do this joke is why I was able to share this video today. So 4x plus 3, that's a line that starts at 3 and goes up 4 over 1. The second line starts at 6 and it goes at the exact same rate. They are parallel. They never cross. They're not part of the system. Man, there's no solution. And you probably won't get this joke unless there's other Saturday Night Live fans out there. And I can only pray that there are more of you. So let's see.